All right, guys, here, taking a look at 7.3 part 3, which is substitution. Okay. Guys, the basic premise for substitution is, if we had something like x equals 2, and we had an equation 7x plus 2y equals 4. Guys, this is something we've ran into before, okay? We can take 2 and we can substitute it for x, meaning we can plug it in for x. All right, so anytime things are equal, okay, we can substitute them. Okay, why is substituting that 2 useful in this problem anyway? Okay, so it's because now you have an equation with just one variable y, and you can solve for that variable. Okay, this was an example I made up off the top of my head. Just to illustrate this equation wouldn't be terrible to solve, but you could do it. Okay, so that's that idea of substitution. If 2 things are equal, they can trade places. So how does that apply to systems of equations? Well, what if I had this system here? Let's do an example. Okay, what if I had the system negative 4x plus 3y equals 4, and my second equation was y equals negative 4x plus 12. All right, guys, because this equation here on bottom is solved for y, we can substitute that into the other equation. Okay, so let's do that step here and find out why is that useful. Negative 4x plus 3. Guys, I'm substituting for y. I'm substituting negative 4x plus 12, then equals 4. So you can see this is that top equation. I took the y out. I substituted in negative 4x plus 12. Okay, why is that useful? Well, if I start simplifying this equation, meaning I distribute my 3, I'll get minus 12x plus 36 when I multiply that 3 in there equals 4. And guys, this equation, it only has one variable, the variable x. Those are like terms. We can combine them. And because it only has one variable, we can solve for that variable. And we can get that x equals 2. Okay, so that is solving using substitution. We solved one variable. Now, guys, we can take that 2 and we can substitute it for x in that first equation and solve for y. So what's that look like? That looks like negative 4. We're taking x out and we're substituting 2. All right, so this is negative 8 plus 12, which of course is 4. So now we have our ordered pair. We have our x and our y. So our solution is 2, 4. That is the solution to this system of equations. Okay. You can have examples where maybe both equations were solved for y. And how would that work? Okay, so if both equations are solved for y, it's that same idea. Take this y and substitute 7x minus 1. So I'm going to put parentheses around that, even though, as you'll see, that's not going to really do a lot. When I substitute, I use parentheses. So this is 7x minus 1 equals x minus 7. We want to get all the x's on one side, so we'll subtract them from that right side to cancel. So we get 6x minus 1 equals negative 7. We'll add 1. We'll get 6x equals negative 6, or x equals negative 1. Okay. From here, again, it doesn't matter where we go. We're going to take that negative 1 and we're going to substitute it. Yeah, I'm going to scroll a little bit. We're going to substitute. Let me back up. Getting a little sloppy. We're going to substitute negative 1 for x. And we get that y equals -8. So now we have our solution. -1, -8. Okay? Guys, and occasionally, the last example here, occasionally we might have an example where neither equation is solved. Maybe they're both in standard form, a problem we would typically, or in the past we had used elimination on. Okay? Well, maybe if substitution is something that's clicking for you, guys, if you take this top equation here, you could solve it for y very easily just by subtracting x. Okay? And then now you could do your substitution. So we're going into that bottom equation, -5x minus, substitute in -x plus 2 for y equals -6. Guys, notice I'm using parentheses when I substitute. That means that I distribute that -1. So -5x, that's plus x, minus 2 equals -6. And we got -4x minus 2 equals -6. We'll add 2. And we've got x equals 1. Guys, from here, easy substitution is to go right there. Plug 1 in there. And of course, -1 plus 2 is +1. So our solution here to this system would be the ordered pair 1, 1. Okay? Guys, no, I went through that pretty quick. You've had a Zoom with me as well today. You're welcome to check out the discussion. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.